Welcome to Book Creator. This one's actually pretty cool. I'm going to start by showing you a couple books that I've created, and then I'll go over how to do some of the things in it because it's pretty user-friendly and intuitive, but I want to make sure you're aware of all the features that are in it. So this one's a book I made that's just for setting up your interactive notebook. One of the cool things about Book Creator is that if you go to the play button over here, which is reading the book, you can have it read to you. And
Setting
actually,
up your interactive notebook
it,
INP.
it's pretty loud right now and it's doing it automatically. But you saw how it could highlight the words and read it one at a time, which is really nice. You can also change the voice. You can turn on or off the highlighting words, turning pages automatically, and you have three choices of speed for the reader. Um, One of the things that I did on the first page was I recorded it myself. So you can definitely narrate the books you create with your own voice, and it's really easy. You just go back to the edit menu, and then you're going to add in record, and then it just will record using your microphone. Um, so this is just a simple book that I made with some pictures to talk students through the process of creating their independent or their interactive notebook for our science classroom. This is something that I would do in the first week of school every year. And so this is like the digital version of that. They can have this. I let them know that they should work through it a couple pages at a time so that by the end of the week they have it set up the way that I'm looking for it. And this is something that we would add to all year, whether we're together or apart. And then this one is just some them going outside and making some observations to work on those skills there. Okay, this one is more of a lesson, and it's one where each of the students would make a copy of this. This book has some media in it that I put in and some instruction that I put in, but it also has blank space for students to put in their own work. So on here, um, I have my directions. You'll notice the font is a little bit odd looking. One of the fonts that they have available is Open Dyslexic. It defaults to Open Sans, which isn't a terrible font for people with print disabilities, but Open Dyslexic is even better. That weight at the bottom makes it a little bit easier to read for many people. So I'm going to default to that. But you can also show your students how to change the font to one that they like once they copy the book for themselves. Um, so if I want to edit this text, I can just go in here. This little microphone up here will let me dictate. So I'm going to say, put the pasta in the soda, period. Okay, and that's as easy as that is. I can link my text or do some formatting here, but if I really want to format, I'm going to go up here to the inspector. This goes away every time you navigate to something. If you don't want that to happen, this little pin here will keep it on the side as you go through your different things. The image back here, if you go to the inspector on an image, you can put an alternative text for screen readers. And so this was supposed to be, I guess I should say. Okay. So then on the next page, I want them to make their observations, inferences, and questions about that pasta experiment. So what happens is you put the pasta in the soda, bubbles form on it, and they'll cause it to move a little bit. And this is the engage. This is the engage activity for our unit on the characteristics of life. Okay, so I want to add a new page. And one of the great things about comics, and why I would probably pick a comic format, is that you've got all these different little activity, or all these different little layouts here. Sorry, I did not have words for a second. So I'm gonna pick this one. Yeah. Whoa, that's not what I wanted. Undo button, really big, right on top. Okay, I'm gonna make a new page, and then I'm gonna see if I can reorganize that. Yeah, because I want it in between here. Perfect. Okay, So now I can go here, choose my panels, and I think I settled on that. I kind of want some directions across the top. So you'll notice these have locks around them. If you go to the inspector, you can unlock, and I can just make this one the whole width of the page. It looks like it's behind the others. So I'm gonna say, actually, why not delete that one? What? Okay. And then this one I'm gonna unlock and make the width of the page. Okay. And then here, I want to add in some text. I'm just going to choose regular. You can't really adjust these ones. And so this is going to be a lot friendlier to read. So find 3 living things. And then I would probably go on to have them sort of describe what the similarities and differences are between the living and the non-living things. This would be a springboard for our discussion about what are the characteristics of living things? What can we as a class agree on? These things make it a living thing. These things make it a non-living thing. Are there examples that we can find to poke holes in our theory and make it better? And we would have that whole conversation as kind of an explore phase before we go into the explain phase, and I give them the standard model. I would much rather have them reason through it on their own than to just memorize whatever the characteristics of life are that we agree on. So here I've embedded a YouTube video, which is really easy to do. It just takes, it's very easy to do. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to embed another video because I would like it if my students had an option. Maybe they're tired of the Amoeba Sisters and they're not going to be listening to anything they say because their science teacher last year just, that was all that they watched. And so they need something else to get them interested. So I'm going to go to plus here and media, and I'm going to import. Okay, you can search for Google Images, super simple. It says the results shown are labeled for commercial reuse, which is great. You can include maps, upload your own files, or include things from Drive. What I want to do to get a YouTube video in there is the embed a web page option. I'm going to pop over to YouTube. I have my video I want already up. On the share option here, I'm going to click the embed code, which is the first one, and then I'm going to click copy. That copies that. I'm going to go back over here, paste, click confirm web link, and then it imports the title and the page. I don't know how small I can make this. I'm hoping I can make it super tiny. Not as tiny as I'd like, but you get the idea. And then when I go to play, I have the option to make it big or open in a new window. Pretty simple. When you are creating a new book, you can choose between all of these options. If you don't choose the comic format, you'll never be able to include like a multi-pane page like that. You would have to make it up with shapes and things. So I think I would definitely lean towards doing the comic formats for sure. When you're ready to share, you're going to click on this button here and you can publish online. You also have the option to download as an ebook or to print, which are really good options if you've got students who don't have internet access and are maybe traveling in once a week to download all their materials for the week and then work on them. They could download them as a PDF and either edit that PDF or print it and use that. This button here has some interesting features, but I don't need to worry about that right now. All I need to do to publish is make sure it has a title and an author, click publish book, and then this link will be shareable. If I'm logging in as a student, I've got another tab open that I'm on incognito in. You can either sign in with Google or Office 365, or you can create personal QR codes for your students. Our WV student accounts are Office 365, so as long as they know their email and password, they can get in. This is a Google account, so I'm just going to do this. All I need to do is share my, oh, and I'd already logged in once, so I guess it remembered me, which is nice. But all the only extra step that you didn't get to see there was it didn't share the code. So let me make sure I remember how to get there. No. No. That's just a different way to view that. What am I missing? No. Should not be this hard. Oh, because it's right in the middle here. Okay. Invite code for others to join. The only extra step on that other account to join as a student was to paste in this information. This is on our one pager, so you can get in there, and I'm definitely sharing it on YouTube, which they specifically say not to do. Hopefully it'll be okay. But those are the basic features. I did do a longer version of this as well, so if you want to check that out, that is an option. But those are the basic features. I think it's a really cool program. And I'm really excited to see what you do with it because it seems like it could be really flexible and cool.